Surprise! I've been a digital nomad this whole time. For the past year and a half, I've been working a full-time, remote, six-figure job, been a personal finance and career coach for market professionals and female travelers and digital nomads, and also I've been traveling the world this whole time. So here's the scoop and what you can expect from me moving forward. As a personal finance and career coach, I truly understood and empathized with my clients who wanted to see the world, wanted more from their 9 to 5s or their life in general, and felt really constricted by either a lack of PTO, not being able to work remotely, not being able to travel as much as they wanted to, and at the same time, they didn't want to throw their finances out the window. There's a lot of rhetoric that you hear like, you only live once, so you might as well go travel because the money will come back. Sometimes the money doesn't come back. Sometimes you're in credit card debt for the next couple years afterward, or you're neglecting other responsibilities. And so it was like this internal battle between being responsible or being able to travel. And I am here to help people be able to do both. So for myself, for my own personal digital nomad journey, it started when I was a product manager in the DMV area in the US. I was so frustrated at my life because it was just the same thing every day. Like, world's tiniest violin. I, logged on to work, I cooked dinner, I watched a couple episodes of Bob's Burgers, then I went to bed. And then one day I was like, you know what? My job, it's remote, I don't need to be here. My rent was going up and I didn't have deep personal connections to people. So like my friends and, maybe a partner, they're also not here. So why am I here? So I took the biggest risk of my life and I sold all of my things except for what fit into my car. And then I packed up my truly prized possessions into a few suitcases and I booked a one-way flight to Medellin, Colombia. As soon as I got into my Airbnb, I ripped open my backpack, took my work laptop out to see if I can log into the intranet, and it worked. And I could have almost cried with relief. And so after that faithful day in January 2023, I knew that I started something that I couldn't come back from. So this whole time, before and after work, not during company time, and on the weekends, I parasailed through the valleys of Medellin, Colombia. I paraded in the samba drum in Rio de Janeiro. I'm a samba dancer. That's another surprise. In Brazil. And I rode air balloons in Cappadocia, Turkey, all while stacking my paycheck and funding my early retirement goals. So I'm able to travel and also not neglect my finances. And that's the core of what I want for everyone else. My purpose is to teach you how to do exactly what I did, to make yourself rich and still be able to enjoy your life along the way through traveling. I noticed a lot during my travels after speaking with other nomads and just people on the WhatsApp and Facebook and just personal connections. I noticed many different trends when it comes to people's personal finances and the careers and traveling. In general, it kind of boils down to the following. So either living a very financially unstable life, doing that like YOLO, you only live once, just put on a credit card, it'll be fine, figure it out later. In the meantime, they're in complete denial about their financial security. Another trend I've noticed is only living in overexploited countries in the global south to maintain a false sense of financial security. It's easy to feel like, big man on campus, like you have your stuff together when you're in Bali or you're in Colombia and your dollar stretches much further, or your pound or euro or whatever westernized very strong currency goes in overexploited countries in the global south. And so it's easy for you to make 30K in the US, which I think that's below the poverty line, but you can feel like a rich person in Colombia, but that doesn't mean that you have financial security by itself. In short, you think that you're hot stuff, but you're impoverished in the US, but then you go to these overexploited countries and you're able to afford life that you can't back home, and you think that you're financially set up because of that. And so that's not something that I want my community to do. What I don't want for my community is to only be limiting to themselves to overexploited countries. Another trend that I notice is working piecemeal jobs, like little gigs, to sustain their travel costs, but really suffering from inconsistent employment, whether it be them running their own business or finding more stable freelance work. Another trend is completely ignoring their financial future or retirement goals. If you're an expat, like you moving somewhere abroad like permanently, or you kind of skedaddle around, you're a nomad, it's cute for a bit, but you still have to think about your life when you don't want to maybe travel so much, or if you do settle down somewhere. Even if you're on this lovely beach, do you still want to be working in your 60s, 70s, 80s until like the day that you leave this earth? So planning for retirement, even during your travels, is still important. And I think a lot of people ignore that. There is so many other trends that I found that have to deal with the intersection of personal finance, careers, and travel. And my goal is to be able to tackle all three at the same time. Overall, the main theme that I've noticed is fear. There's a fear that you can't do both. Either you're really responsible and you toil away, clinging to your once a year international vacation, or you go on an eat, pray, love type of journey that completely ignores the responsibilities and duties that you have to yourself and maybe your family, while in the background you still have that lingering sense of anxiety. Because no matter how you might feel spontaneous and want to do some travel, even though it might not be financially in the cards, that financial anxiety still lingers in the back. People post lots of pictures about their beach view, all the cities that they've gone to. They don't post about the credit card debt that they're in. They don't post about how they have sleepless nights thinking about how they're going to pay off their last vacation. I'm here to say that you can have it all. You can have both a marvelous life filled with adventure and lived novel experiences, and at the same time, you can be financially prosperous with a flexible career that allows you to do these activities. If you're looking for help to start your digital nomad journey, or you're already on one and you want to have more to show for it in terms of your finances and you want to get a better handle of your finances or your career, reach out to me for coaching. I love to provide personal finance, career, and travel tips to my community, and I love to see us be able to travel in a more sustainable way. Please share this with your friends, family, and other travel groups if you found this information helpful. Bye!